How's it going, everybody? My name is Akami-san, and welcome back to part 31 of The Legend of Ocarina of Time. So as you can see now, we finally have come across these two witches known as Kutik and Kume, and now we're fighting against this fake iron knuckles. So as you can tell, it's very different compared to the other ones. However, though, we're actually going to find out who this iron knuckle actually is, apparently. As you can see, just simple, just use your big golden sword and actually go ahead and keep doing continuous jump attacks, and it'll finally be taken down easily. And now it turns out it's Naburu. So apparently she's been brainwashed, but however though we finally free her. Although alright then, so it seems like both Ganondorf's witches, Kutik and Kume, they've actually have taken away Naruto once again. So that's a bummer. However though, now it's actually going to be our time to actually take on those witches. So as you can see, I was only trying to test out, see if these objects were actually breakable, but it turns out they're not, sadly, so we can't get any hearts, but you know what, we'll be fine. You want to make sure that you have your hook shot equipped, but make sure you have the mirror shield equipped, because the mirror shield will actually be very important for this fight. You want to go ahead and hook shot yourself to the platform, to the edge of the platform, and you want to go ahead and head to the center, as we'll trigger a cutscene. Alright then, so as you can see, these are actually Twin Rose Sisters. These are actually the boss for the Spirit Temple. Kutik is the one with the Ice ability, while Kume is the one with the Fire ability. Each one will actually will actually cast out a spell secretly, but they will actually give you a head start. So as you can see here, that circle actually starts to appear around one of their hands, then they'll actually fire it. Make sure you actually hold up your shield and deflect it, and you want to stay at the spot. You'll be fine when you hold up your shield, but make sure that you don't ever leave the spot. Otherwise, if you do, then it'll actually burn. It'll actually cover a big amount of air, a big chunk of the area, and it'll actually deal a ton of damage. Kumi's fire ability will actually deal a lot more damage. So as you can see here, I was not careful, and Kutik actually dealt a lot of ice damage to me. So as you can see, their attacks are insanely very powerful. But however though, if you're careful, then you'll be fine. So you want to make sure all you have to do is just deflect Kutik's attack to Kume, because each of them are actually vulnerable towards the opposite power. So if Kume is vulnerable to ice, then Kutik is vulnerable to fire. It's pretty much simple. You want to keep going until eventually they'll actually get upset with you, and they'll actually say, okay, it's time to get serious. Alright then, so these are actually Twin Rova's, the Twin Rova sisters are the true form Twin Rova. So it's very simple. It's somewhat similar, but however, in this case, as you saw, the twin robot actually sent out a fire attack on me. So every time when you hold your shield up, it'll actually absorb the attack. If she sends out an ice attack while your shield is currently absorbing fire attack, it'll actually reset it. However, though, once you absorb three fire spells, then you'll actually be able to deflect it back. However, though, just make sure that you don't ever let go of your shield ever. Otherwise, you will get burned severely, or yeah, as I said before, you'll actually get taken a ton of damage. So you can see here, I absorbed her ice spell. So as you can see here, this is actually the first one. Now the second one's actually gonna come. Now you're actually gonna see right here that she's actually gonna send out a third one, which is actually like disrupted, and it's gonna reset it. But however, though, I did the wrong thing and I didn't get out of the way in time. So as you can see, I'm like half a health right now, and that was not good. So you can tell, like I said before, these attacks will actually do a ton of damage. It'll take away your heart very fast if you're not very careful. So all you have to do, like I said before, is just keep absorbing their spells, the correct ones. Like I said before, if you're absorbing fire, keep absorbing two more fires. If you absorb ice, 2 more ice. If not, if you absorb any of the opposite, it will reset and you have to do it again. Now with the big star, we're actually going to finish this off right now. Alright then, well it seems like that was the end of the Twin Robo Sisters, and now we can, after finally defeating them, we can actually go ahead and claim our final heart container of the game. And looks like we've got up to a total of 13 hearts. And you know what? Though that was that was one of the most pretty, well, that was a pretty much more like of an insane combat. But we actually clutched that, and I was glad that I did not get burned at all. But you know what? It's safe to know that we're all okay. Alright then, so it turns out Raru is telling us that we have to head to the Temple of Time because apparently someone's waiting for us there. I wonder who it is. Maybe Santa Claus? And turns out we finally got the Spirit Medallion from Nibiru. So finally, now we can finally head to Ganondorf's castle. But however, though, we got to make a quick stop to Temple of Time. So let's go ahead and head over there real fast. Well, we were hoping that we finally have rescued Zelda, but turns out she has finally kidnapped for once. Well then, it seems like now it's come to the final showdown with Ganondorf. As you can see, that he wants to finally fight us. Although, as you can tell, apparently, if you recall from like probably somewhere in my videos, I believe maybe part 20 or part somewhere when we were young. Actually, no, we were a child when we came to Hyrule Castle, and I believe that was part 5. You guys probably mostly recall when I told you that we're gonna have to come back to that one specific area where the Great Fairy was. Well, that's actually true. We're gonna have to do that. Alright guys, so I'm Akami-san. I will see you in part 32 of The Legend of Ocarina of Time, and we will continue on to the final battle. Take care guys.